Hi, my name is Annalise and I am a parenting coach. Today I want to talk about why our kids are disrespectful and what to do about it. Because society has told us that if our children are disrespectful, we need to punish them. We need to, teach them a lesson and basically yell back to them. But if we're a parent and we want good behavior from our kids, we have to model good behavior at all times. So if we get triggered by them being triggered and we can't keep our cool, how can we ask that of our children? So let's talk about why our kids are disrespectful. It's really simple, and I would love parents to start thinking more this way. Your child is disrespectful because they are emotionally dysregulated. They're not trying to hurt you. They're not trying to annoy you. They're not trying to be mean to you. They simply have emotions that are overwhelming for them because they have an underdeveloped brain and they don't know how to cope with them. Just like when you accidentally yell at your children, or you lash out at your partner, or maybe you said something unkind to your own parents or your own siblings. During that moment, you weren't really thinking straight because you were so flustered and you were so triggered. It's the same with our children. When we yell at anyone that we love, we are simply saying, in the only way we know how, please help me. I'm struggling here. It is a desperate attempt to get help. And so the next time your child, talks back to you, or rolls their eyes, or slams the door, or, yells and screams, or has a meltdown, I encourage you to take a deep breath and remind yourself, they are not trying to be rude. They are not trying to be mean. They are simply emotionally dysregulated and they are screaming for me to help them. This is the time we need to show up as parents. This is the time that, we need to step into our higher self and respond to them with kindness, because the lesson, a very valuable lesson, will come across when we do respond in kindness. And that lesson is a lot more valuable than the one that we would teach by punishing them. We are modeling for them exactly what they need to learn when they're triggered. When we respond kindly, we respond back respectfully. We show them, A, that it's possible, and B, that we're here. We're their stable ground. We are grounded, and we are going to bring them back down into that ground calm space. And if you find that really hard, imagine just how hard they find it when they are upset, They have so much going on for them. They have hormones racing at the speed of light. They're trying to find their place in the world. Who knows what happened when they went to school today? They don't have anyone that they can just call up and vent to like we can. They can't just say, hey, I'm feeling really stressed, I'm going to go for a run. They don't have outlets like we do. So we need to be their outlet. We need to stand up and say, hey, baby, Mama's got you, okay? I know these emotions are scary for you right now. But I'm here and I'm going to bring you back. And when we are non-reactive, we tell our children that they can trust us. When we're reactive and we're yelling and we're screaming, we send them the message that we are unstable. And unstable people cannot be trusted. It can take a while for us as adults to learn this, because most of us didn't have parents that taught us emotional regulation. Our parents didn't sit us down and let us feel our feelings. We either got punished for it, we got thrown into timeout, or we got smacked. None of that teaches a child that A, their emotions are okay, None of that teaches a child how to regulate, and none of that tells the child, I'm here and I've got you. In fact, it actually sends the message that, no, I'm not available for you when you are stressed. When the time you need me the most, I'm not here for you. I'm going to emotionally abandon you. I'm going to physically hurt you if you are smacking, or I'm just going to throw you into your room and you can just deal with your own stuff. I'm not here for you. That's the message that we're sending. So I really want you to think about what you've learned today. And maybe come across a situation that happens to you often. Maybe you've got a teenager, and spend some time thinking about the words that you usually use to them when they are disrespectful. Try and remember that disrespect is simply emotional dysregulation. It's not something to get all worked up about. As their brain matures, their reactions will mature, and their reactions will mature a little faster when we give them the training that they need on how to deal with emotions, and when we role model the behavior that we want. When we role model it when we're triggered, and we role model it when they're triggered. If you really struggle with trying to change your language around because maybe you grew up in a house where shame and blame was consistent, one of the things that I teach some of my clients is simply to say, I'm struggling with my emotions right now. I'm going to walk away, and when I'm calm, then we'll talk about this. It's very simple, it's straight to the point, it's respectful, and it's giving you and your child the space that you both need to calm down and think things through before you go in and talk. And during that time, spend some time trying to think of ways to be respectful when you do go back and have that talk. There's no need for punishment here. We're simply going to sit down with them, let them know that we're there for them, and ask them, it seems like you're really upset. Would you like to talk about what's going on? Try not to take our kids' stuff personally. It's unhelpful, and it's usually not about us. You know, so if they're annoyed because we've said no to something, they're allowed to be annoyed about that. You know, we're allowed to be upset when things don't go our way. Our kids are allowed the same. Give them a safe home to have safe expression.